Hi, this is Hsing-ay Shu. Welcome to the Path Forward series here at the Numex studio in New York City. We have a fabulous guest, SoYoung Lee. Hi, SoYoung. SoYoung
Mhm.
is a fabulous executive director of Rocky Ridge Music Center. You've been holding it together there for 14 years, and you've really made it such a relevant part of our Colorado community out there in music. And I say our because I lived in Colorado as you built it up, and it's really been fun to, be alongside and be part of it as a summer faculty there. I love going to Estes Park, and just the whole vibe of Rocky Ridge is so friendly and social. And it's wonderful that you are also a pianist, and so how how everyone is experiencing the arts as an artist and as a teacher yourself. And I think that, I'm sure, informs how you direct the whole festival.
If you say so. I I think that is right. I think I'm very empathetic to the challenges of artists
Mhm.
and what it takes to play, perform, and teach at the level that you do. So there's a bit of camaraderie, I think, that's already established by me having suffered through some of that.
Tell us, Soya, about the general mission of Rocky Ridge before we get into the path forward.
Well, it's interesting you asked me about that because actually our current mission is under construction. So, as it stands, it's transforming lives through music, nature, and community. But with the COVID, with two large events that happened this year, the COVID, of course, that everyone is familiar with, and also the Black Lives Matter, and all that implies towards changing landscape for the arts, we're really re-examining our mission to be more relevant and forward thinking. So I don't have the new mission yet, but it's definitely we're in a transition period. So I'll know more, Singai, in about 6 months after the whole, strategic plan goes through a revisit, our branding goes through a revisit, and all of our programs are relooked at.
Yeah. Well, it's so amazing this summer just thinking about how we're going to be able to actually see each other in person and teach. I'm just so giddy thinking about it. Just the going back to normalcy. Are there any things that in this year of putting everything online that you have discovered about online possibilities?
Yeah, I think that at first, when we went from, this was back in April, when we're deciding whether to do online or not, our first impulse was to convert everything that is in person into an online format. So we started doing that. And we quickly realized, maybe through maybe the first program that we did, that you can't transplant everything that you do in person online. First of all, the length has to be much shorter because I don't know about you, but Zoom is really exhausting. There's a certain level of attention that that format requires. It's very hard to hold your attention. I guess when you're in person, you're moving around, you have other sensory stimulation, but with Zoom, you're just really focused on this one thing. So the length and content really has to be condensed, shorter, and with lots of breaks in between. And the other thing we've learned that was surprising, frankly, is that I was trying to get rid of the virtual socializing because at first somebody, was it you? Maybe it was you who said, well, why don't we have a virtual happy hour? And I thought, well, how dumb. We'd be getting our own drinks and our own snacks and sitting in front of the computer and eating and socializing. I don't know, I just couldn't wrap my mind around the social aspect that seemed very artificial. But it turned out that was really one of the highlights for everybody who took the virtual program is the social aspect of it. And I think it might be just that we're just so lonely being in our own homes and being stuck with our families, as lovely as they are for most of us, right?
Mhm.
You should have some variety and some contact with other people and socialize. So that was
Yeah.
a big, yeah. What have you found, Sing-ai? You've been doing a lot of online teaching.
Well, likewise, I do think that the social aspect has been really important. I do my conscious listening cafes once a month to get people to listen to all the layers of music. In one piece of music, we hear it multiple times, and then we pick out the layers. And then, what I do for the social part, so is I tune myself out the last 15 minutes of the hour, and then when I shut up and I give everyone else the opportunity to talk, without the teacher in the room, it's great because they can share very personal things and feel like, there's a whole community that it's very intimate. Actually, we create this virtual intimacy, um, even though we are so many hundreds of miles apart.
Right.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree with you. This shortening things, because it is tiring for the eyes. It's been a huge adjustment. And for the back, we've been doing so much breathing. Oh my goodness, just to like try to be able
Mhm.
to stay aligned vertically and not feel so tired sitting in a chair, looking at a computer screen and getting stuck. So yeah, but I loved collaborating with you in the masterclass series. And I love that you're doing that and keeping things going and keeping people engaged during
Right.
the year.
Right. Well, you're one of the ones who are really good online, but this is the other thing we found is that teachers who are terrific in person don't always translate well to online platform. And it's an art form to try to figure out who's going to be great on an online platform and others not, you know. And I think it has to do with just the comfort level of being in front of a camera, of
Yes.
talking to a screen. It just takes a little getting used to, don't you think?
Yeah, absolutely. It is interesting that being online kind of changes the dynamics. And people like me who have a small voice, we can rely on the mic. But people who have, like different ways of talking in person have to find their comfort level and find their groove when it's all like, two-dimensional.
I like gesticulate a lot when I'm talking in person, and I just have to like consciously say, stop moving so much.
Oh no, I love what you just did. It's like choreography with your hands. I think you should do that.
Doing this, and.
I'm curious to know, are you going to continue some of the virtual learning going into the fall?
Yeah, I think that's something that is unavoidable, of this new thrust. And because we tried to go virtual before the pandemic, and there was a lot of resistance to that, right? People didn't want to do virtual lessons, they wanted in person. Of course, you're not used to it. But when everyone had to go virtual, right? And everyone had to learn how to do it. It was amazing how quickly people learned how to do it and got used to it. So now that everyone is sort of educated on that platform, it now becomes much easier to provide content and learning through that. We're all comfortable now, I believe. Just regular people, even the older generation, I think are very proficient now, you
Yeah,
know.
I'm so
So we
proud of.
definitely yeah, me too. I'm very proud of the older students. It's quite amazing.
Yeah.
So it creates a lot of opportunities. Actually, I actually think that some of it is positive. The pandemic itself is not positive, but some of the direction that the arts can go is opened up. I was talking to a parent who was saying how this format where you're private and you can learn music online for like a football player for whom it may not be cool to say I'm going to listen to a classical concert or learn to play the flute, you know, you can do it in the privacy of your home without revealing that to anyone if you don't want to. Yeah. So there's that barrier that is not there anymore, and we can open it up to so many others without a fee, which is the direction that we're definitely exploring. How do we provide great content, exciting learning opportunities for everyone, wherever you are, in terms of level, economics, geography, mobility issues, and so on.
Yeah. Now, I think, Soyoung, you were mentioning something about also supplementing the kind of content um, going forward. Can you tell us more about that?
Well, it's top secret, but since
Oh,
you're a friend, I'll give you a little preview. One of the things that we've been exploring is talking to teachers, public school teachers, and private teachers, and asking them what would help you in your work,
mhm.
supplementing and enhancing what they already do, right? And one of the things that came up, the second part I'm not going to tell you yet because I haven't even discussed it internally, but this part I will tell you, is that there's a lot of content out there already in terms of, you know, concerts, chamber music, orchestral music, solo music, and so on. But there's so much content that you don't know what is good content, what's sort of medium content, what's great content, right?
Mhm.
So they said that takes so much time. It'd be really great if someone could gather together great content and put it in one place and sort of categorize it.
Mhm.
That's something that we're thinking of doing. And of course, I'd love your help on creating piano content, right? That's already
Yeah,
there.
right.
And where there's a gap, then we can think about creating the content that's missing. But I feel like before we do that, we want to look at what's already out there.
Hmm. That's a great idea. I think curating is going to be so important now that there's such a massive amount of material out
Mhm.
there.
And you, as a trained pianist at such high level, you hear with different ears, So you would be like, not just you, but people like you would
Hmm.
be great candidates for, like you said, curating content that's already out there. So
Hmm.
it's kind of
Yeah,
the
what a great idea, Soyoung. That's
but
great.
it's not my ideas. You see, all the great ideas come from just asking.
Right, yes.
Like, what do you need? What would be helpful? You know?
Hmm. Let's get into the specifics of the summer. I'm going to be teaching the adult piano seminar number 2, which is August 7th to 11th. And then the first session is 3rd to 7th. And I know that, for our older students, some of them have spouses who may need convenient places to stay or some ways to get around while we're doing our piano stuff. Can you let everyone know about the couples who have stayed with us before and what the town is like?
Couples, this is a great chance for you to get away from the other one and focus on your practicing. But if you must stay together and you want to be together, we do have cabins that can accommodate families. Maybe not huge families, but for example, this coming summer, we have a family who's bringing an older daughter, and it's a couple, and only one of them will be participants. So they can stay in a cabin that can accommodate 3 of them. And we charge a non-participant fee, which covers the food, so they can eat on campus, and then the lodging, of course. But there's also, off-site options. There are lots of hotels and cute little cabins around Estes Park area, the Rocky Mountain National Park. So there's plenty of hospitality options in the area if someone wants to live off campus. And I'm certainly happy to also recommend places that our past participants have stayed and enjoyed.
And what about the elevation at Rocky?
Oh gosh, okay, it's over 9,000 feet. So some people are very sensitive to that elevation and others are not. So I would suggest that you fly in if you are from below sea level stay down below like Mile High City of Denver for a while, then acclimate yourself. And you got to drink a lot of water. The elevation difference between Denver to Estes Park is significant.
What I did find that is, Rocky Ridge, we walk around a lot. And then I also, I invited everyone to walk with me in the mornings. Every morning at 7, I had to go up to the Longs Peak trailhead. And so it was my chance to get more fit. All the beautiful trails. We really didn't drive anywhere the whole time. We were just all walking. And so for me, there was a little adjustment of being really, sedentary, and then all of a sudden arriving and everyone is walking everywhere back and forth. And
that's a good point.
Yeah. Now there is a very flat trails for people who have a hard time walking, though.
To go from one practice room to another, it's a bit of a hike. It does get, if you do enough of it,
Yeah.
back and forth.
Yeah. For the participants, there is definitely going to be uphill walking. For the spouses, that's optional. And then there's also hospitals and doctors around.
Yeah, I think I was telling you, Hsing-ay, that it seems that every year we have several MDs who participate in our piano program. So we have a built-in sort of doctors who are amongst us. But beyond that, there are 2 hospitals nearby within 15 to 20 minutes of driving distance. And Timberline Medical Center and Estes Park Hospital. So we're close to civilization that way. And then we've got a little health center with things that people might need, like Band-Aids and sort of over-the-counter meds and so on. We've been pretty lucky with the adult piano camp. Everyone's been very healthy in the past. It's the local one.
You mean the younger kids get more adventurous?
That's one way to put it. Yeah, they climb rocks and fall off and all whatnot.
Now, are there scholarships for people who have financial need?
There's some limited amount of scholarship opportunity for adult students. Most of the scholarship is set aside for younger students, but the ones that we really like to support are actually teachers, private teachers, piano teachers who really need to get away and work on themselves and their professional development. So we have funds set aside precisely for that purpose from a donor. There's a little bit left if anyone needs a little assistance. Yeah.
And then they should contact you?
rrmc@rockyridge.org. That goes to Megan as well as to me.
Megan's great to work with. And I want to thank you again, SoYoung, for donating a scholarship to my online intensive, Hear That, Harmonic Analysis. One champion of harmonic analysis is going to win a $250 scholarship to attend this year. It doesn't have to be the adult piano seminar, but that is where I'm going to be. And I'm super excited that this is going to be happening in the spring for this coming summer. Let's talk about what's happening next week, your gala online.
Yeah, we're doing a virtual gala. It's the first virtual fundraiser that we've done. So there will be a silent auction. We're doing a little film that we are premiering, a 4-minute film. I just got it actually as you were talking. And it's based on a Twinkle Variations. And we picked that to showcase the very beginning student to more advanced students who will be improvising on that theme. So I can't wait to see the film and premiere it. And then there will be performers, live performers. One of them will be coming in from South Korea. And then we've got silent auctions. We have a keynote speaker. We have a comedian emceeing. It's just going to be fun. It'll be a little over an hour. And I think you should just come for the show. It's going to be a great show. You can go on the website if you want to participate and find a Shine Brighter, a silent auction and registration. Everything is on the website, rockyridge.org.
Shine Brighter, happening next Wednesday, I think.
March 17th.
March 17th. We hope to see you guys there with us. I'm definitely excited to attend. There's so much in the pipelines right now at Rocky Ridge. I can't wait to hear more about all your ideas for this coming season. I think there's going to be so much opportunity for people to be open to embracing new things.
Yeah, including myself, right? I have to constantly stretch myself. We're not exempt from that. Yeah, thank you so much for this opportunity to talk about Rocky Ridge.
Thanks for talking to us. Thanks for your work in creating paths forward. Everyone, have a wonderful week and join us next week for more Path Forward.
Thank you. Bye, Hsing-ay.